when the award-winning actor James Wilson dropped off the popular starlet Emily Johnson at the parenting show set. Everyone assumed he was the child's father. The internet erupted in outrage when my son Ethan spoke to the actor. My boy declared on camera, "My dad never cares about his own wife and kid. Only other people's families." The starlet publicly lectured him instead of blaming others. "Look inward. You're too young to inherit your mother's bad habits." That night, the actor was hospitalized after a car crash and demanded I sign his medical forms. My son snatched the phone. Fuming, just yank out his oxygen tube. After the show announced its cast, both the production team and I got dragged through trending hashtags. My social media comments section became a toxic wasteland without a single kind word. The starlet Emily posted her supportive message, "Everyone, please stop hating on Lily Sullivan. Raising a child alone is tough. I'll look after her during the show." Her fans and casual viewers ate it up. "Emily's such a saint for defending that clout chaser. New fan alert. This pure-hearted queen deserves the world. Why bother? Emily? That homewrecker Lily should be cancelled." Exactly. Kick Lily out of Hollywood. Stop leeching off our girl. The entire industry spread rumors about me being a single mom using shady tactics to fundraise. Emily positioned herself as my primary victim. Truth is, I'm legally married and Emily's been stealing my spotlight for years. She systematically turned me from rising star into public enemy #1 through her calculated kindness posts that secretly boost her innocent image. I knew this parenting show would become Emily's latest stepping stone. On filming day, viewers flooded the live chat early. The room exploded with hate when my 5-year-old Ethan and I arrived first. Ugh. Why is this trash human first? Pathetic attention grab. Can't stand her. Leaving. Gotta admit though, her kid's cute. Too bad she's ruining him. The production team installed massive screens displaying real-time comments. Ethan, my little keyboard warrior who secretly trolls my haters with "you are dumb" replies. Squeezed my hand and chirped, "Don't look. Mommy. Mean words. Thanks. Kiddo." Like I hadn't noticed. I whispered, "Remember our deal, no roasting haters IRL." He nodded solemnly, "I'm being good boy now." This gremlin understands brand management better than most agents. The Super Tots show featured 4 celebrity families. Next arrivals were A-lister Sophia Brown with her 3-year-old daughter, followed by pop diva Grace Martinez and her 5-year-old. The showstopper came when James, Hollywood's current golden boy, stepped out of Emily's car carrying her luggage. The live chat imploded. Previously, there had been rumors about Emily Johnson and the Oscar-winning actor James Wilson circulating, though neither party had ever confirmed them. But when James personally escorted Emily to the set today, it practically confirmed the speculation. A crew member gasped, "Oh my God! James Wilson brought Emily here himself. What's their relationship?" The director grinned knowingly. "They must be married." Those old rumors were probably true. And now they're making it official through this show. Live chat viewers erupted in chaos. I knew those rumors weren't baseless. They're actually legally married. Someone pinch me. Tell me this is real. Open your eyes, people, look at their little family. James fans are winning. Only Emily deserves him. Let Lily seethe. Seethe? I almost laughed aloud. The real Mrs. Wilson standing right here was me, Lily Sullivan. Emily was just James' pathetic replacement for his precious first love. That child she brought along? Definitely not James. 6 years ago, our marriage had been arranged by family elders. For 2 years, James treated me well enough that I didn't question his lingering attachment to some idealized past romance. But everything changed when our son Ethan turned 3. That's when Emily appeared, a carbon copy of James' unrequited love. That's also when I discovered our cruel fate. I was destined to die before Ethan's 6th birthday. After which James would marry Emily and systematically abuse our son. The trauma would twist Ethan into becoming the story's tragic antagonist, ultimately meeting a gruesome end. Despite desperately trying to change our storylines, filing for divorce, Leaving Hollywood, the plot armor proved unbreakable. Now with less than a year left according to the script, I still fight daily to shield Ethan from this predetermined horror. As the crowd buzzed over James' apparent family with Emily, my husband carried her luggage past us. His eyes briefly flickered with surprise seeing Ethan and me before hardening. Emily smiled beatifically, presenting her child. "This is my son." The sycophantic swarm descended. The director practically bowled people over to shake James' hand. "Mr. Wilson, here's my card, let's collaborate sometime." Ethan marched up to his absentee father. "Why are you helping them? Who taught you to speak like that?" James' frown deepened as onlookers shot us disdainful looks. Emily fluttered her lashes. "James, he's just a child." The live chat venom flowed. "Rude kid reflects trashy parenting. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Pathetic, using children for clout." Without another word, James walked away, leaving Ethan's question hanging. My fists clenched as I memorized every smirking face in this crowd. They didn't know it yet, but this script was about to get rewritten. The director didn't press the issue with the children and began filming the interview segment. "Kids, what kind of person is your dad in your eyes?" he asked. He first turned to Emily's son, who answered brightly, "My dad's amazing. He's super handsome, really tall, and everyone wants to work with him." The live chat erupted with comments, "That settles it, James is Hollywood royalty." When Ethan's turn came, the little boy clenched his fists and stated flatly, "My dad only cares about other people's wives and kids. Never us." The studio froze. Everyone had assumed Lily's child was illegitimate, but this bombshell left them speechless. I watched Ethan's stiff posture, knowing he was upset about James. Before I could comfort him, Emily interjected with saccharine concern, "Lily, how could you poison a child's mind like this? He'll grow up resentful." I smirked coldly. "Resentment's better than delusion, don't you think, Emily?" The barb hung in the air as the live chat exploded with hate. "Emily's right. Toxic moms raise toxic kids. Who'd want to come home to that shrew? Bet her sugar daddy's some geriatric billionaire." Filming resumed until news broke. James had been hospitalized after a car accident leaving our set. Emily immediately begged the director, "We must visit him. Stop the recording." The director's eyes lit up at the ratings goldmine, ordering crew to bring portable LoveStory equipment to the hospital. Ryan, James' agent, called me demanding, "Get here to sign medical forms." Ethan snatched my phone. "We're coming to unplug his ventilator." At the ER, the surgeon barked, "Where's James' next of kin?" The director shoved Emily forward. "His wife's right here." The entire entourage turned expectantly toward her while Ethan and I lingered in the back. "Better hurry with that signature, Emily," I remarked mildly. "Wouldn't want to keep the OR waiting." The doctor's gaze snapped to the flustered socialite as the LoveStory numbers skyrocketed. "Are you the patient's wife? Then you need to come sign immediately." Emily and Ryan simultaneously turned toward me, exchanging meaningful glances. Emily then said softly, "Of course. I'll sign," swiftly scrawling her name on the document. The doctor glanced at the signature before closing the operating room doors with a curt family members wait outside. Our reality show crew and celebrity guests settled into the sterile waiting area. Being unpopular, I found myself isolated with my son Ethan on a vinyl couch far from the live stream cameras. Ethan whispered urgently, "Mom, you're James' legal wife. Did that woman just forge your signature?" His words struck like lightning. In the original storyline, James never had this accident. The plot had changed. This unexpected twist could be our salvation. Overcome, I kissed his rosy cheek. "Thank you for noticing, sweetheart. Let's keep this between us for now." He nodded solemnly. "I used to think Dad stayed away because he was busy. Now I see he just doesn't care about us. Can we stop wanting him?" My heart ached remembering how he'd once waited by the window for paternal attention that never came. Smoothing his tousled hair, I agreed. Whatever affection I'd felt during our rushed marriage had long eroded under years of neglect. When James was wheeled out unconscious hours later, I seized the chaos, pulling Ethan through hospital corridors. I confronted the surgeon with our wedding photo on my phone. "I'm Lily, James' wife. Who authorized his surgery?" The doctor palmed. "But you're Lily. The signature here says Lily." Crossing my arms, I snapped. "You let strangers sign medical releases without verification?" The flustered resident produced the consent form where Emily had indeed forged my identity. I photographed the evidence before returning to James' recovery room. Emily immediately pounced. "Lily, we're here to support James. Why are you wandering off?" Ethan stepped forward with startling composure. "I needed the restroom." "Why assume the worst about Mom?" Emily's mask slipped momentarily before she fluttered her lashes. "Ethan, darling, I only asked out of concern." Her wounded doe act activated on cue, perfectly timed as live chat exploded with viewers vilifying my son. I recognized her tactics, the perpetual victim playing martyr while painting others as aggressors. The hospital cameras captured it all, priming another wave of public sympathy for her manufactured distress. Seriously, this kid is copying his mom's scamming ways. My Emily just asked a simple question and he immediately attacked her with such hostility. That child, hard to describe. What kind of nonsense did Lily teach him? So rude. As a neutral observer, I think the kid wasn't entirely wrong. Emily was the one who confronted Lily first. Agreed. Emily started it. Stop pretending to be neutral. Lily stands. Our Emily's an angel, that kid's just twisted and ill-mannered. A few comments defending the boy were instantly drowned out by Emily's furious fans. I took Ethan's hand and glared at Emily. "Next time, don't casually accuse me. He'll think you're targeting me." Emily bit her lip, eyes glistening like a bullied bunny, expertly triggering protective instincts. "I'm sorry, Lily." Her fans exploded. The live chat flooded with vitriol until the director finally intervened, shooting me a disapproving look. "Since James is stable, let's return." Back at the filming villa by 8 p.m., we ate takeout while the crew announced a bedtime storytelling task. After lights out, my supposedly sleeping son suddenly opened his eyes. "Mom, let's sneak to the hospital and unplug James' oxygen tube." I blinked. "Ethan, weren't you asleep?" He sighed dramatically. "Too much on my mind. Let me guess, homicidal healthcare sabotage? James isn't my dad." Ethan scowled. "I bet Emily's his secret wife. That kid's probably his." I pinched his cheek. "Relax. That's not James' child." "You knew? Why didn't you tell me?" "I didn't want you hurt." "Then why stay married?" I swallowed hard. The truth? Our stories trapped in some cosmic script. When James served divorce papers, my pen froze midair. When Emily framed me, my voice vanished. Evidence I compiled dissolved like smoke, cupping Ethan's face. I said gently, "Everyone has darkness inside. We control ours, never hurt others. Even when wronged. What James did will catch up to him. But we don't cross that line. Understood?" He pondered before nodding. "Okay. I'll find better revenge." As darkness enveloped the room, I whispered into the void, "Whatever path you take, Ethan, stay in the light." Later, I checked trending tags, hashtag James Wilson car crash, hashtag Lily vs Emily drama, hashtag oxygen tube gate. The internet burned brighter than our family ever did. Hashtag James Wilson and Emily Johnson's variety show announcement, hashtag Lily Sullivan corrupting kids. Teaching children to frame the movie star, hashtag James Wilson, Emily Johnson, and their family of 3, hashtag the entire entertainment industry was in chaos. Thousands of netizens passionately debated in the comments, worrying about James' condition while inadvertently boosting the popularity of the variety show Super Cuties. The next day during filming, The director gathered everyone to outline the schedule. Mr. Wilson was injured in a car accident after leaving the set. First, we'll visit him at the hospital before resuming normal filming. The group arrived at the hospital to find James already awake. But no one expected the bombshell. James had lost his memory. Everyone froze. Emily turned pale, her eyes flickering with panic. When James asked, "Who are you?" the director pointed at Emily and said, "Mr. Wilson, this is Emily Johnson, your wife." He then gestured to her son, "And this is your child." James frowned, his voice icy. "My wife's name is Lily Sullivan, not Emily Johnson. You've mistaken me for someone else." The room erupted in gasps. All eyes snapped to me. Someone blurted, "Lily, what did you do? Why does James say you're his wife?" The live stream exploded with comments, "OMG. Why does James think Lily's his wife when Emily signed the surgery forms? I'm so confused. Wasn't Emily his secret wife? Is Lily stealing husbands now? Lily's crossing the line. First she takes roles. Now she's snatching men? Wait, James has amnesia. How's this Lily's fault? They all went back to the villa yesterday. Maybe she's the real wife? Are you blind? James personally escorted Emily yesterday. He ignored Lily all day. She must have snuck back here." The director turned to Ryan. "What's going on? Emily signed the forms as his wife yesterday." Ryan glanced between Emily and me, struggling to speak. James interjected, "Lily Sullivan is my wife. Our families confirmed this." Truthfully, I'd known about James' amnesia an hour earlier when his grandfather called. The old patriarch must have warned Ryan to stay silent. James then showed his phone to the group, an electronic marriage certificate with our names. Emily's face twisted between forced composure and raw humiliation. The live chat went nuclear. "Holy crap, Lily's the real wife. If Lily showed this, I'd call it Photoshop. But James did? It's legit. So Emily lied about being his wife? Homewrecker alert. Remember yesterday? Ethan asked why James favored Emily. We all attacked the kid for nothing." My son looked up at Emily. "So Aunt Emily, why did you pretend to be mom yesterday? Why sign her name?" His words stabbed through the tension. Crew members and guests began murmuring, "Yeah. If you're not his wife, why didn't you correct us? Could Professor Johnson and James actually be involved? That's way too brazen. Did you hear? She even signed as Professor Sullivan's name, meaning she knew about Lily and James's secret marriage. Now that I think about it, she's so disgusting, total manipulative vibes." James's expression darkened as he confronted Emily. "You impersonated my wife to sign surgical consent forms. Are you trying to sabotage our relationship?" I couldn't help snorting. This was beyond ridiculous. Relationship? What relationship? I wondered how James would react to his own words after regaining his memories. Emily suddenly lost control upon hearing this, screaming I didn't. Before fleeing the hospital, abandoning her own son, James shifted his gaze to me. "Honey, why won't you or Ethan speak to me?" The word honey made my skin crawl, especially when I remembered those bedroom photos Emily had sent me. This single term of endearment might require lifelong therapy to recover from. I mumbled excuses about the reality show filming and bolted from the room. One more honey and I'd be retching up decade-old Thanksgiving dinner. The explosive parenting show episode where James publicly confirmed me as his wife while confronting Emily immediately trended. Hashtag James Wilson confirms Lily Sullivan as legal wife. Hashtag Ace Actor exposes Emily Johnson scheme. Hashtag fake consent signature scandal. Hashtag Sullivan family deserves apology. Within 30 minutes, the internet exploded as netizens swarmed like sharks, ignoring everything else. How psychotic do you have to be to impersonate someone's spouse for medical paperwork when the actual wife is present? Emily clearly fantasized about being Mrs. Wilson, lecturing the real wife about manners. Major ick. Even with amnesia, James must have encouraged this. It takes two to tango, why else would he chauffeur Emily to filming? Agreed. They're cut from the same toxic cloth. Yet these comments paled compared to the vitriol flooding my social media, endless curses and personal attacks drowning out my supporters. My agent Ryan warned that despite the Wilson family deleting Emily from James's contacts, I shouldn't make trouble unless I wanted consequences post-recovery. As if I cared, the plot had finally shifted, and I intended to capitalize. Meanwhile, production crews scoured the hospital for missing Emily. 20 minutes after her dramatic exit, she posted a tearful video. Through sobs, what did I do to deserve this hate? James and I are just friends. Friends give rides. The signature? Lily told me to do it. We're completely platonic. If you don't believe me, I'll kill myself to prove it. The entertainment industry thrives on manufactured personas and bot armies. When enough voices chant saint, the masses develop rose-tinted goggles, excusing even the fakest tears. Emily's suicidal threat instantly muted critics, but the storm was far from over. As everyone was still searching for Emily, Ethan turned to the director. Uncle Director, maybe Emily went back to Dad's hospital room? Let's check. The director agreed, leading the crew back to James' room only to find the door locked. Muffled voices floated through, Emily's tearful pleas and James' tense responses. Why is it locked? The director frowned. Livestream comments exploded, locked door plus James/Emily alone? Spill the tea. My dirty mind says they're getting freaky. No way they'd lock it otherwise. A nurse unlocked the door, revealing Emily clinging to James' hospital bed, sobbing hysterically. James, how could you forget us? Those nights we shared, I was your true love. Lily's just your wife, I'm the one who knows your soul. Her dramatic monologue continued, oblivious to the cameras now broadcasting her meltdown. James, arm immobilized by injuries, glared icily. Check behind you. Emily whirled around, face draining of color as she registered the live cameras. I locked that, she shrieked, sending nearby children crying. When Ethan approached, she shoved him to the floor. Lily immediately scooped up Ethan, shielding him. You planned this, Emily screeched at James. Trying to ruin me now that you've forgotten our affair? Fine, let's burn. She lunged at the cameras, wild-eyed. He seduced me first, got drunk and called me his precious first love during sex. I'm just Lily too. 0, he promised to divorce her for me. Spittle flew as she wheeled on Lily. You should have died in that car crash. If you'd just disappear, James would. The sentence died as Emily launched herself at Lily's throat. Live streamed to 8 million viewers. Chat moved at warp speed. Plot twist, the family reality show's actually a telenovela. 2 days in and we've got cheating, amnesia, and attempted murder? Emmy material. Notice how Lily/Ethan didn't even flinch? They knew. Emily's Oscar clip, From Mile Die Innocent. To I raw dogged your hubby in 10 minutes flat. Through it all, Ethan watched stone-faced. Lily glanced down. Sudden suspicion flaring, the locked room tip. The forged surgery consent forms, had her 6-year-old orchestrated this takedown? Meanwhile, Emily's meltdown peaked as security dragged her away, still howling about Lily's fake purity and James' magic D. The director finally remembered this was supposed to be a wholesome parenting show. Too late. #Wilson scandal began trending globally within minutes. I had already set Ethan down, letting him hide behind me. As Emily reached out to touch me, I jabbed the stun gun into her waist. The crackle of electricity echoed as her body convulsed before collapsing to the floor. I glanced between the stun gun in my hand and my son, words dying in my throat. The director stared in shock. Where did you get that? It had been placed in my palm by Ethan mere minutes earlier. I remained silent, the pieces clicking into place. Turning to James, I stated coldly, James, even with your amnesia, you must understand now. We're divorcing. Ethan stays with me. If you resist, I'll take this to court. 3 years of pent-up words finally spilled out, all because my son had rewritten our story. James replied evenly, agreed. Good. I faced the director, enunciating each word. I'm withdrawing from this show. Expect the penalty fee in your account by day's end. This reality show participation had been forced upon us by some invisible narrative coercion. Resistance once brought physical agony. As if cosmic strings puppet my limbs. Grandpa Wilson called shortly after we left the hospital. He'd always known about James and Emily, yet believed my undying love kept me chained to this marriage. His latest scheme, using James' amnesia to rekindle our relationship, crumbled instantly. Grandpa, my voice wavered. The old man sighed. You've suffered enough these years. The divorce papers will reach you tomorrow. Bring my great-grandson to visit often. Tears spilled over as 3 years of humiliation erupted. Why yes. True to his word. The documents arrived next morning bearing James' signature. Grandpa Wilson's settlement, $50 million plus $200K monthly child support, secured our future. The mandatory 30-day cooling period meant finalizing the divorce would wait. But the dam had broken. Ethan confessed everything that night. Witnessing James escort Emily and her son to the reality show set had triggered his villain redemption system. This AI companion revealed our grim futures, my death in 10 months. His descent into villainy. The car crash initiating James' amnesia? System engineered. Emily's signature forgery and subsequent attack? All predicted. The system dictated our remaining tasks, expose Emily's crimes publicly and finalize the divorce. Current social media already blazed with outrage, #JamesWilsonCheater and #EmilyHomewrecker trended globally. But the real avalanche came when I released 15 consecutive posts. Security footage of Emily staging her accidental shove on set. Audio recordings of her goading me into confrontations. Spreadsheets tracing her bot armies that flooded my accounts with death threats. Vile text messages demanding I free James for his true love. And the coup de grace, blurry hotel stills of James and Emily entangled. Netizens devoured the evidence trail. Their fury crystallizing into #LilyFightBack, a hashtag that crashed servers. Emily's downfall proved swift. Former colleagues revealed her habit of sabotaging co-stars, while paparazzi exposed her billionaire sugar daddy and the truth about her son's parentage. With the system's guidance, I filed defamation lawsuits and forwarded all evidence to prosecutors. The narrative that once bound us now unraveled thread by thread, each revelation stitching together our path to freedom. The comments section was exploding with hashtags like #LilySullivan said my plain life got twisted into some drama fest. #Justice for Lily. #Emily Johnson is trash. And #James Wilson failed us. Even stray dogs scrolling past would have gotten cursed on Emily's behalf. OMG, this makes my blood boil. Emily, you're actual human garbage. If murder weren't illegal, I'd turn Emily into dust RN. LMAO, Emily really told the legal wife the one who's unloved is the real homewrecker? The audacity. Wifey instantly became the other woman? Trash couple alert. Stay together forever and spare the rest of humanity. Apologies to Lily and Ethan, I became a snowflake in that hate avalanche. I'm the worst. Same here. I lost my critical thinking and jumped on the hate train without facts. Sorry Lily. The apology wave flooded social media until #WeLillianApology trended nationwide. Influencers amplified the momentum, flipping public opinion overnight. My reputation did a full 180, suddenly I gained over 100K followers in days. When netizens rage, they rage hard. Petitions to cancel Emily went viral, with fans mass reporting her for tax evasion. Shockingly, the IRS actually found evidence. Emily got blacklisted from the industry and became a full-blown felon. James faced relentless backlash too. A month later, James and I finalized our divorce at the courthouse. The man who showed up had regained his memories, and a face full of scars. One of Emily's deranged fans had ambushed him downtown, slashing his face before getting tackled by cops. The attack even made local news. clutching the divorce papers. I walked out holding Ethan's hand. He beamed up at me. Mom, the system just said we aced the mission and changed our fate. Let's celebrate our freedom with McDonald's. You're on, kiddo. I didn't spare James a single glance as we walked away. Ethan swung our joined hands. Mom, what's your biggest wish now? Just seeing you grow up happy and healthy. Sweetheart. He planted a loud kiss on my cheek. Then you gotta stay with me forever. That's the secret ingredient. Deal. I laughed, squeezing his hand tighter as we disappeared into the sunlight.